2 is partnering with the Medical University of South Carolina to raise awareness and funding for research for a disease that affects more than 1 million Americans, Parkinson's disease. News 2's Carolyn Murray is the MC for a program tonight that will focus on this life-altering diagnosis. Hi, Carolyn.
Good afternoon, Erin. The event is Passion for Parkinson's, and we are in downtown Charleston at the Halls event space, where tonight we are learning from Parkinson's experts that at least 45,000 people in the Carolinas and 3,000 people are being seen right here at the Medical University of South Carolina Center for Parkinson's Excellence. And we are learning more about this disease from patients and physicians and doctors and researchers. And this is also an opportunity to raise hundreds of thousands of dollars to affect Parkinson's disease in the local community. We are joined by the director of the Parkinson's Disease Center of Excellence, Dr. Vanessa Hinson. She is a neurologist and will share more information about why this event is so important tonight. Dr. Hinson, thank you for allowing us to be a part of this event and to share this story.
Well, thank you very much, Carolyn, for bringing attention to this. You know, Parkinson's disease is the fastest growing neurological disorder in the entire world. As a matter of fact, every 7 minutes, another person is diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. So it's really important to raise awareness so people recognize the symptoms early when we can still apply very useful interventions, and to raise the funds to bring the cure about, because currently there is no treatment that will stop the disorder from progressing.
First of all, why is this particular event so important? You're bringing together a lot of thought leaders and patients and people in the community who could really have a significant impact on Parkinson's.
This particular event is so timely because so many new advances have come about just since a year ago when we last held this event. So we wanted to take this opportunity to really update folks on what has made an amazing difference in the life of patients with Parkinson's disease. For example, we can recognize the disorder much earlier these days. We can apply special brain scans, even a skin biopsy to detect early changes of Parkinson's, or recognize traces of Parkinson's in the spinal fluid when the disease is just beginning. Second, there is some news in the area of genetics in Parkinson's disease. For decades, we as doctors assumed that Parkinson's wasn't genetic at all. And guess what? We were wrong. We actually find that there can be a genetic predisposition for a person developing Parkinson's. And we're now in the midst of developing treatments that target that particular gene. And that gene might vary from person to person. So this is the era of individualized or personalized medicine for Parkinson's disease, which really just a year or two ago was not heard of.
Let's talk about some of the signs and symptoms of Parkinson's. And also there is exciting news about possible prevention of Parkinson's.
Right. So first of all, we need to recognize it, right? What are we talking about? So we're talking about a disorder that affects movement and motion. So people with Parkinson's might have a shaking in one of their arms. They might feel stiff in one of their limbs. They develop a poor posture, shuffling gait, and some mistake that just for signs of normal aging. But this is not normal aging. We might also have neuropsychiatric symptoms and feel depressed or very anxious and lose some cognitive milestones as well. So the new advancement in the prevention of Parkinson's disease, we now have found that there are some signs that don't relate to motion that start about 10 to 20 years before the tremor or the stoop posture might occur. So for example, people might act out their dreams. So a spouse might come to me and say, my husband is, talking in their sleep or flailing the arms around, and that can be a so-called pre-motor sign of Parkinson's. So we can now, in research studies, take people like that before they ever develop any movement symptoms and do some additional testing to see if they're on the way to Parkinson, and then see if our potentially disease-stopping interventions could be applied decades before the tremor ever appears.
Well, we are just about out of time, but I know that you want to encourage people who might be dealing with a patient who has Parkinson's disease, a patient, a caregiver, and a researcher, to encourage them about why this event is so important and what's on the horizon.
First of all, I want to encourage patients to seek out a movement disorder specialist as the person to giving care to the person with Parkinson's disease. Seek out a Parkinson's Center of Excellence, because we make a tremendous difference in what trajectory the person with their Parkinson's take. There could be a slow or fast progression. We're going to get them on the path to that slower progression, which is really an important message. We hope to encourage the community tonight with that and raise the funds needed to find the cure.
All right, Dr. Vanessa Hinson, who is the director of the Center of Excellence excellence at the Medical University of South Carolina for Parkinson's disease. Stay with us. More News 2 at 4 after a quick break.